as much preparation as the film required, I'm wondering how much you were able to kind of be agile and still be responding to things that were happening as you were there. In particular, the moment when you're catching snow on your tongue, I'm wondering if that's something that just sort of happened, like just happened in the moment, or like how adaptable could you be as you were making the movie?
I think for example, that's a good example. That scene was written, but it was written to happen differently, and it was even actually written that it can be happening while they were going into the horse. Or I thought that maybe Leo can be on top of the horse, and he can be the Buffalo Man can be like just driving the horse and taking care of them, and then they began to play. That was kind of the idea. But then when we were shooting that creek, it was actually having this amount of snow, and we found this plane, and we said, what about if we shoot it here? Okay, let's do it. And that was kind of an improvised location from a preconcept idea that we have, and a scene that it will exist, and it was important. But the setting was suddenly magically, the amount of snow that was falling was great, and we put it together very easily, and I love that scene. It's one of the most wonderful, very, very tender kind of scene between the friendship of these two guys.
And Leonardo, did you like that the production, you could be responding to kind of what was happening at the locations like that?
Yeah, the whole process of having to rehearse the entire day and then have this magic sort of hour and a half where we need to cram everything in. I think that intensity lent itself to the actual, the end result of the movie. I mean, we felt like we were doing live theater every single day. Otherwise, we'd have to bring the entire kit back, 3 hours up to a different location and be there again the next day. So we all felt this surge of intensity every single day we're there. And the truth is, the most fun part of it for me was being able to watch, Alejandro and Chivo when they did accomplish what they needed to at the end of the day. Because when you say they got the shot in 45 minutes or an hour, and then all of a sudden they'd have a half an hour of playtime, so to speak. You know what I mean? They really turned into like these young independent filmmakers with an 8mm camera running around with 300 crew members behind them filming dripping leaves and ants, and then me with a bison skull on my head, and you know what I mean, more dream sequences. It was fantastic to see that energy from them, and it really it charged you up and made you realize while you were there, because a lot of it was so meticulous and so structured during the day. It was really like working a Swiss watch. Every single department needed to be exactly on point, and the timing needed to be exactly correct, because what they achieve in this film, which to me is so groundbreaking, especially with some of these large, action sequences or, very intense landscapes, is the fact that they have incredible intimacy with the characters as well. I mean, that opening shot where you get the perspective of almost every single character is not only groundbreaking, but they're able to combine a David Lean style, wide cinematic landscape, and then bring you right into the thumping heart of the fear of one of the characters, and then whip right back around to something that seems to be seamless, and it's a combination of so much knowledge of film history and filmmakers all into one. I mean, it's Kurosawa, it's Tarkovsky, it's I Am Cuba, it's Treasure of the Sierra Madre. It's all these films, that I think they have been influenced by, and these are the two men at the top of their craft, really creating unbelievable magic. So it was I think it was a real honor for all of us to just sit back and watch what these men created on a day-to-day basis. It was pretty flabbergasting, and we were all constantly blown away and just trusting what they did, I think.